All right, folks. Give me a moment to get some links up here. Let's see. All right, one more. All right. Okay. All right, so we got some X-tober going here. We're going to be working on this guy tonight. I think everyone that I know sort of was pretty sure I was going to do cable last, and I guess I'm just very predictable because I am going to do cable last. So, but why not show some of the pieces before they all go away? Because some of them were bought, some of them I hope will still be purchased. But yeah, it's been quite a month, man. It has been quite a month. It's been a lot of fun. The first comics I got were X-Men and X-Force, and I fell in love with the X universe from a young age, and that's always been sort of one of my go-to, parts of the Marvel universe. So, been working on the schlub a lot, and so it was kind of nice to have some little breaks while I finished up issue 6. And so I was trying to do different things that I can't do on the schlub, and one of the things that I try to do when I do these Inktober drawings is let them be maybe a little different and try different things, because when you're doing a series, you want to try to maintain some consistency. So these have been really fun. And like here's like a close up on a face that I drew in kind of a different style than I normally do, and I like how it turned out. It was fun to try it. I've been looking at a lot of anime and manga stuff and kind of just wanting to I don't want to draw like that, but I was just trying to incorporate some elements. So Professor X, we got Magneto. I was really happy with how this one turned out. This was one of the ones that just kind of came to me pretty easy. Hey Lance, how's it going? So glad you got that Apocalypse. Jeremy, hello. Beta Ray Thor, excellent job on all of them. Thank you so much for saying so. I appreciate that. We got Sabretooth. This is where I was like, I actually didn't plan to hide the names in every one until, I thought maybe I would put names on a lot of them, but I didn't know if I would how I would do it. And then I was like, screw it, I'm going to try this with the hair. And even though it was kind of goofy, I thought it looked cool. And so then I was sort of like, well, I've done 2 now. And so then I got to Wolverine, and I was like, well, what if I made the trees have his name in them? And then it kind of became a fun game to kind of keep it going. Of course, some of them I broke that with Bishop here. I wanted it to be that old English. Pyro, I made it in the fire. This one turned out really nice too. I'm really happy with how these tones came out. Did this one on a live stream. Jeremy, if I didn't have to buy a new fridge. Oh, yeah, man. I feel you. It sucks having to buy new appliances and stuff. Shatterstar, I wanted to show I'm not going to just go with the classic people. There's so many. I had a giant list, and basically I had a list of the characters I liked and the ones that I thought would be fun. And then every night I just kind of would be like, well, which one do I, who do I want to work on today? Like, which one do I have an idea for? So I didn't get to some that I wanted to get to. Maybe I'll do some more of these in the future. But I also just kind of left myself the ability to switch them up whenever I wanted as far as which ones were on which days. Blink, I liked the Age of Apocalypse stuff, so I wanted to include something from that. She was a fun character. Storm, I did this one on a live stream, and this was the first time I used Frisket. I just bought Frisket to try it out, and I used it here to do the name, the lightning name, and it was really fun. I actually ended up using it on another one of the Inktober pieces I'll get to in a minute. But I'm happy with the Storm too. I like how There's elements of Storm that read as her without having to have all the details for costume. So I couldn't see, because of the angle, I couldn't show too much of the X's on her shoulders, but she does have the cool cape and then the hair that billows in this kind of outfit. This one is one of my favorites. I had a really fun doing this one. Eli, I like how even with 31 days, there's no shortage of X-Men. That's right. Always a lot of characters to do. This one was really fun, though. This one was another one I just kind of had the idea for right away. It was ready to go. Omega Red, one of my favorite villains. I know he's not everyone's favorite classically, but I think he's super awesome. I was trying to go with something here that was between like a 90s style, but also with like of the comics, but then also with some of that Capcom X Marvel, versus Marvel stuff, Marvel versus Capcom stuff. Same thing with this Juggernaut. This one I feel like came out really nice. He's always a fun character to draw. Jubilee, I wanted to keep it kind of simple and go striking. This was the first time I used a Posca marker to fill in blacks. I've never really done a lot of that before. It's a cool tool, though. I used, actually not that one, I used the huge fat one. Where did it go? Well, anyway, I used a big Posca pen to fill it in. So that was pretty fun. I always liked Jubilee in a way. This Apocalypse, I mean, you can't go wrong with Apocalypse. I feel like this is a drawing I could do 100 times and never get bored of it. This kind of drawing of like a villain just being a unit. It's so cool. Jean Grey, of course. Had to get her in there. Sentinel. I was happy with how the letters came out on this one in the buildings. That was pretty fun. This Cyclops, man, I redrew Cyclops maybe 6 times on different pieces of paper to get to this one. And, I finally just went with something simple, but tried to focus on the sort of bold contrast that he has in his outfit. This one I was disappointed in how the scan looked for the post, because I feel like this pink reads a lot brighter on paper. And it's funny because this one, a few of these here, I was out of town, and so I didn't have all my stuff, and I really wanted to do the pink on Gambit, but all I had was my wife had brought a couple of her own pens, and so just that she used this for writing. So that's what I used to do the pink on this. But Gambit's always fun too. And then Mystique, I was actually surprised by the response to this one. I'm glad people liked it. I wasn't sure if I... actually, that reminds me. I wanted to fix something on here. I wasn't sure if I nailed it when I did it. I was like, the concept is sound, but I wasn't sure if I nailed it. And so I was kind of unsure of what the reaction would be. And it was pretty positive. So I guess something worked about it. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom has the best designs, Eli. The super awesome stuff. I even went kind of that direction for the Sentinel as well. Here's Mojo. I love Mojo. Dude, I would love to do a Mojo, like a comic that has Mojo as one of the main characters or bad guys. He's just so ridiculous. The first time I saw him, I think it was in Wolverine, and I was just like, is this a real character, or are they just joking? But he's kind of scary because he's so gross. Mr. Sinister never was one of my favorites. He always creeped me out. But then I was like, well, maybe that's why I should do him. He's kind of a creeper. And this one I used everything to try to make it work. I got markers, I got pen, I got zip tone. Kind of worked out. Colossus, always fun to draw. This is another, I could not land on a pose for Colossus. I ended up just doing a kind of a simple stance here and just focusing on the rendering and the metal and everything. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Not sure which one you didn't see there, Eli. Glad you dig it, though. 60s vibe. Okay, Jeremy. Psylocke. I don't think many people think of me for my women, but I'm trying to get more of my style of them down. I like a strong woman if she's going to be like a ninja or whatever and fight people. I feel like the wafiness, and there's nothing wrong with, all body types are totally fine, but I just feel like if you are going to be acrobatic like her, I like to see a little more musculature and thickness in there and kind of give them weight too, instead of having all the male characters always feel heavy and the female characters feel light. This one turned out okay. This one I did on a live stream, and one of my viewers, I can't remember who it was, you guys will probably tell me in the comments here, but caught that I spelled her name wrong, so I had to do a bunch of whiteout up here. And then the Brood, also not like probably a pivotal villain, but I was like, they would be fun to draw because you're basically drawing aliens, and I love drawing aliens. So I was like, I'm going to do a Brood. And that one was fun too. This concept came to me pretty quick, and so Forge is one of my favorite characters. I love the idea of a character that can just build things and invent things. And I had this sort of, mostly I wanted to draw his name sort of hidden in machinery. Onslaught. What a, you know, like, what's more 90s than Onslaught? You know, like, it's like the quintessential 90s kind of bad guy. But man, what a fun design, and how metal is the name. So I tried to go full, just like heavy metal album on this one. Oh, the Mystique one, Eli, very cool. We got Beast. I could not figure out Beast. I was going to do a quiet, like, Beast at the computer or Beast doing science, and I just couldn't find anything that was right to draw, you know, the night I was doing it. And I kept putting him off, and then I ended up doing this one, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It took a little bit of work to get it there, but thanks, Jeremy. Emma Frost, I think, is awesome. I actually like the Frank Quietly version from New X-Men, but I didn't want to draw that one. It was a little too... I don't know, I just wasn't sure if I could pull it off for this. So I went with kind of a mixed classic look, maybe a little more of a fashion type switch. Here's the other one I used the Frisket on, was on the Nightcrawler to get his name here in this sort of rain/shadow area. So this one had Frisket and Whiteout on it, and I was going to do even more. I planned on doing more like line work and stuff for the rain, but then when I got just to this point, right before I did these streaks, I was like, it's like kind of reads already, and so I just kind of did a few little slashes across there. And then the Strife, I am not, like, it came to me kind of late too, and I didn't even know where I was going to put his name, and then I was thinking about these sort of reflective surfaces of his whole body, because he's just a big metal, covered in metal. I thought it'd be cool to work his name into it. And then of course I had to stick Cable's name in there too. So those were really fun. This has been a really fun month, and I really appreciate everyone's you know, just like being into it and supporting it and kind of giving me some feedback, because these are totally for me, you know. I mean, yes, they're available for sale right now on my website, but the original reason I do these drawings is for me, and so these are the ones I actually like to sell too, because they have a lot of personal meaning to me. Like, for example, this piece of cable that I'm working on, I've been carrying this paper around all day on my birthday while I worked on it. So, you know, these are for me. So we're going to try to bang this guy out. We're going to see if we can make this work. As usual, it might be a total failure, and I'll have to release the final October drawing on a different day or something. But I think with a little luck, we can make this work. So I just sketched him a little bit ago, right after dinner with the family. I think I am going to add in another gun on his back here. I didn't put that there right away. Just something. Okay. All right, so we're actually pretty much going to, I think I'm just going to go straight in with ink here. Oh, you know what? I might just think about, I was going to give him some straps here too. The thing with Cable is there's never enough accoutrement, you know? Like, just cover the dude. You know, he is a walking storage machine, storage closet. Yeah. We're going to do that. And we're going to give him a few little cuts and scratches here on his outfit. Maybe there was a firefight. So I hope everybody's having a great Halloween. Halloween is fun for me because I have a kid now, and so she's into it. But it's also my birthday, so I try to do some fun things for myself on Halloween. Today I went and saw the new Saw movie, Saw X. And let me tell you, as a guy who just rewatched the entire series, this is one of the better ones, man. I'd say top 3 Saw film. I would recommend it if you're into those. All right, checking with the chat here. Oh, the Nightcrawler. Yeah, do you like that, Jeremy? Thank you. Yeah, I like drawing rain. Rain is fun. Thank you, Eli, for the happy B-Day. Nelson, thank you as well. Yeah, you know, I would like to do a sketchbook of this whole thing, as I have done in the past. I just knew I wasn't going to have it ready at the end of the month, so stay tuned. Hopefully I can do that soon. And we can, you know, maybe put something together that, you know, maybe I'll include a few extras just to even out the numbers or something. Because who doesn't love sketchbooks? Everybody does. Yeah, Jeremy, I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought it was good. I love the first Saw. So upon, you know, I've seen all of them except for Spiral. But upon rewatching them, I'm going to have some Halloween candy, which is probably a bad idea. Upon rewatching them, I noticed that 1 especially and 3 were the two kind of standout ones to me, the ones that worked the best. I did like elements of Jigsaw as well. But then this one, I would say, is as good as 1 and 3. Really, really fun. Really gave a lot of cool background to the character, but in a more interesting way than the other films. Like less sappy, more like really got to sort of the core of his motivations. So, anyway, all right, let's do this. Let me take this tape off. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move around a little bit. And I apologize if I get my old noggin in the shot here and there. You know what though? We're gonna start with the pen today. All right. So I want to knock in this eye flash here because I'm feeling it right now. We're going to see where the magic takes us today. Got to loosen this up. Okay. I also totally torqued my neck again. I don't know what happened. So I've been sort of doing all these stretches all day. And so I might keep doing them here. I'm going to nail it with my head. I know I'm going to do it. It's like a neck stretch that I learned. And it's really helped actually. So I'm feeling a lot better. But I just keep doing these stretches. Yeah, something like that. Maybe give him like a little scarf kind of situation here. Sure, why not? Can't dance. Anti-hero, yeah, I can see that, yeah. I was just kind of tired of all this stuff with Strom, you know? Like, that stuff just wasn't going anywhere. It was just like cops try to get him, he kills all the cops. Cops try to get him, he kills all the cops. So I liked the Jigsaw. They gave him a different, you know, kind of protege. But then this one, I liked that it was all Tobin Bell. That was great. Yep, 10 Saw movies. They're fun though, hey. They used to always come out on my birthday. Like the first 6, I think, all came out on Halloween. So I would always go to them on my birthday. And then they, for some reason, like the last couple didn't come out on Halloween. So it's kind of like, oh wow, I saw a movie on Halloween, I gotta go. The whole reason I got the pen out was to do this, and I got sidetracked in all of these other details. Little bullet holes around here, maybe some bullet piercings or dents on his armor, and some little rips. So one of the first things I try to think about when I'm doing stuff like this is like what's in front of other things, and that way as I go in and start inking the rest of this, I won't end up covering something. I mean, I inevitably will. I always do. But I try not to, and I don't have to white it out unless, of course, it makes more sense to just draw it and white it out. Like if it's an overlap that'll take away from something. Alright, we'll fill that in later. Let's get this knife. All right. Hey there, It's good to see you, pal. Jeremy, I did see the after credits scene, or the mid credits scene, which I did see. They did have what's his nuts in there, but that was cool though. Yeah, Tobin's great. Yeah, right. Good point, Jeremy. That's right, Ichthus. Cable's a man. When in doubt, draw Cable. That's my motto. don't want to get too tight here. I'm doing it again, y'all. Don't want to lose that magic I got here. So we're going to switch to brush for a minute. Yeah, you know, I think it felt like a good last entry into the Saw series. So, I mean, if they just stopped, that'd be cool. Or if they want to do something that's like in the universe of Saw or something. But I'd be okay if it's not Jigsaw. But, I mean, he is the best part of all the movies, for sure. Like, Tobin Bell is hands down the best actor in those movies, usually. I mean, we are talking about a series with Donnie Wahlberg in 2 of the films. So... So who I shouldn't even ask. I shouldn't ask. But who are the X-Men that I didn't draw that you guys would like to see? Like which ones did I not get to that would be high on y'all's list of X-Men to draw? The Jenga Killer. I think what you mean, Jeremy, is did the naming thing come first or later? And earlier on the stream, I was actually talking about this, about how I kind of like thought I might put names in some of them, or like use names, but I didn't know I was gonna actually like incorporate it into specific elements until I started doing it. And I was saying how on that Magneto and then the Sabretooth, it was like, okay, this kind of works, you know, like why don't I pull this thread, you know, like make it sort of a gimmick, for lack of a better term, just more of a challenge, you know, because Inktober's are supposed to be sort of a challenge too, and I thought it would be fun, so yeah, ended up just kind of going through it, and you know, like anytime it sort of made, sometimes the you know, I would paint myself into a corner and then have to figure it out, and then other times I would know kind of, okay, the name's going to be here for sure. Like on this Cable one, I initially was going to do the names. I was going to have him shooting and the names are going to be in the bullets. And then I was like, that won't really work, and I couldn't find a pose. And then I was like, oh, I'll make him standing in bullets, and the bullets will spell the name somewhere. And then I was like, that doesn't really work either. And then I started drawing this one. Just this, I was like, this pose works. Like, what can I do with this pose? And then I said, oh, I could sneak it in the gun here, because the gun is a big, you know, a big element of the piece. So here we are. So it's kind of shifted back and forth, but the whole concept kind of sort of came in the middle of the piece, you know, in the middle of the project. Okay, here we go. And we're finding him. We're finding old Cable here. get a little bit wacky here. Let's get a little bit wild. Give him some big fat shoelaces. What do you say about that? Oh yeah, I like that. That's gonna work. Okay. Just finding my spots, you know? You gotta find your spots to have cool stuff. Archangel, huh? Yeah, Morph. Shut up, Justin. Morph is cool, but yeah, I'd do a Morph. Maybe they're all Morph. Maybe I did Morph, Justin. Archangel. Man, I wanted to do an Archangel. Yeah, Rogue was on the list too. Iceman. Actually, good news for you guys though. On my current commission list, which I'll be starting now, there's an Archangel. Well, there's an X-Men team commission which includes an Archangel, I think. So you will get your chance. And I have done an Archangel on some team commissions before. I've never done an Archangel standalone piece. I think I've done an Iceman once or twice. I don't specifically remember though, so I might not have done an Iceman. I know I've drawn him before, I just don't know if I did him as a commission or not. I do like Archangel and Rogue. An Iceman's cool. He's definitely not my favorite, but maybe it depends on when you started reading him. He got like very powerful in the late 90s, I think it was. And then maybe he got a little more interesting then. I kind of wasn't reading in the late 90s, early 2000s. But he could be fun. He could be fun. I would like to draw some ice bridges. That sounds like a 90s cop show or something. Ice bridges. Okay, we're finding him. I'm debating whether I want to erase now or wait a minute. Okay, let's just do it. Let's get this show on the road. People want to see a drawing happen here. What am I doing? All right, let's just do these little zoops first. These little ports on the old gun here, and then we're gonna give this some. There we go. Phantom X, yeah. I've done a couple Phantom X pieces for sure. If you go onto like Comic Art Fans or something, like that website, and you look for me, you can see a bunch of commissions that I've done, and some of those names are on there, so you can at least see my takes on there until I get a chance to do them again. Heck, I think it'd be fun to just draw an X-Men book. What do you guys think of that? Wouldn't that be fun? I think I would have a lot of fun with that. All right. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Havoc. Yeah, Havoc was on my list. I really wanted to do him. Toad. I thought about that. Armor, X-Man, Ruby Summers, Mean Streak. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. X-Man would be cool. Issue 1 of the Schlub. Oh man, thanks for picking that up, because I appreciate that. I hope you dug it. It definitely feels, in line with Beef Bros in some ways. I definitely took some of my lessons from that book visually and tried to bring them to the Schlub. Thanks for noticing. Okay. Snowman, Iceman. Okay, yeah, he is OP. He's OP. That's my problem with him. He's OP now. Hey, Henry, thanks for the happy birthdays. So good question, Ichthus. No, I don't. If my commissions, one of my commission rules is that it cannot be used for projects of other projects, publications, promotions, anything like that. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is that, if you're attached to any sort of project, number one, you want to make sure that you're 100% on board for it and that you agree with whatever that project is. And number two, you should be getting some share of the profits if you're going to actually have a piece, used. And so I would call that a different contract. That's more of an illustration gig, which I do take those kind of gigs sometimes, but it's not going to be the same price or terms as my commission list. Commissions, on the other hand, anybody can have them, and they're for them. They can put them up in their galleries or show people or post them on their websites if they credit me, but they're just more of a personal thing. So it's not a product is the big difference. If I'm going to get involved in making a product, I want to have a contract, and I want it to be slightly different terms than I would have for a commission. So short answer to that would be no. That's a great question, though, because I get that question a lot when people want commissions, and they think, oh, I'll take this and use it for a cover. I'm like, well, it's not really how it works. So X-Men book in my style, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, man. Sauron. Ooh, I almost did Sauron. That would be really cool. So Sauron would be really fun. Man, Sauron would be super fun. Maybe I'll do like a versus one next time or something, But I don't know if I can do X-Men again. Maybe, but like two characters each piece instead of one. Maybe I'll just draw half of it every day, so I don't have to do so many characters all at once. Trying to find some lighting on his face here. Works. That kind of works. Okay. Capcom vs. Marvel, dude, that would be really fun, dude. Then I could draw some other Marvel characters. Maybe. Maybe. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I've been hankering to play that game, and I used to have it on one of my old consoles, and I thought that it would carry over to my new console, like my newer Xbox, but for some reason it didn't. So I might have to go grab that again at some point. Okay, something about this isn't exactly what I want yet, so we're going to keep working on it here. I don't know what it is either, but we'll find it. We'll find it. Kinda. Something. Let's just get back in the zone here. So have you guys seen this anime X-Men that came out like a few years back? It's pretty wild, man. I feel like I had heard about it but never seen it, and then I found a couple clips on YouTube today. Well, and I guess not today, I guess yesterday. But it's pretty nuts. It's got some cool stuff in it. I might have to pick it up. Because it's 2D animation for the most part, it looks like, which I'm definitely a fan of over maybe a full 3D movie. So that's a plus. Yeah, he's got a zappy eye. You know it. That's Cable, bud. Mega Man versus Iron Man, yeah. Yeah, that anime sounds crazy. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's get this boy beefed up a little bit. Gotta beef him up. All right, it's coming along. You got your schlubs from the comic shoppery. Yeah, man, definitely rewatch some of those walkthroughs. I think I title most of them walkthroughs, or I might just say the schlub numbers with them. Definitely check out that anime, though, guys, if you get a chance. Thanks for picking those up, Eli. I appreciate every sale. The book needs your support so we can continue to finish up the story. I just finished up some really cool pages that I'm excited for everybody to see. So I'm so excited for you guys to read what's coming. It's hard not to talk about it. But you'll get there. It will be on time. Always. Always on time. Schlub. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and give this a edge. There we go, boys and girls and friends. That's nice. That's nice. I think we need a little more black on our gun here. As predicted, I've still gone over the areas that I wanted to leave white. Oh boy, you know, it's okay. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the process. I keep holding my breath. It's like my heart's racing. I'm like, I keep holding my breath for some reason. When I ink, it's pretty common to start holding your breath as you try to steady your hand. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. This is looking cool. I'm into it. You know what? And I bet we can knock this out quicker than we even thought. Let's sharpen up some stuff. All right. Oh, cool. Okay, good. Let's get Ictus votes for the X-Men anime. I am not overwhelmed at all. Like this, we had a lot of runway, so I'm basically done. So with the first arc, it's done. So you know, there's nothing gonna stop us from finishing arc 1, which arc 1 will end with issue 6, which will be a double-sized issue, which I wrapped up last week, 2 days ago. I finished So felt pretty good to get through that whole first arc, and it was really, really fun, really fun. I was feeling a lot of pressure like the week before because I was a little behind the schedule that I had made for myself, because of family stuff and life stuff and everything. But I ended up kind of just catching up, and I didn't want to rush the issue because it's a big issue with lots of really fun action and stuff in it. So I'm excited for y'all to see issue 6. It's the best thing I've ever drawn. So okay, almost. Okay. This holster is not reading as a holster yet, so we have not done something right. That's a little better. I mean, it's just shapes, right? Okay, let's give some ribs to the knife. Here we go. Okay. Let's do some deets. That's right, Eli. The candy's getting to me. I'm glad you enjoy it, Ichthus. Thanks, man. Yeah, I feel a lot of connection to the book. I mean, obviously, Kenny and Ryan are equally involved and awesome dudes. But since it's my first Image book, I put a lot into it. So, I hope people will pick it up and enjoy it, and hopefully follow me to anything I work on so that we can keep making some cool comics. Okay. We're going to try to keep some of this looseness here too. Don't let me over tighten it up, y'all. I just want to sharpen some of this. I like some of these sharper chunkies here. If that makes any sense, I don't know. Yup, yup. Yeah, we're finding it. We're finding it. I don't know how it is where y'all are, but it is snowing here in Chicago today. Not ideal for trick-or-treating, but we made it work anyway. We did get some candy, so success, right? But yeah, man, it's like 30 degrees here, which not completely unheard of, but always, you know, you hope for the best on Halloween, and you usually get this. So I think we probably went a little shorter. Let's see. Yeah, looks like everybody's still there. Define this a little better here. A little confusing right now. All right. Little X knee pads, you know, gotta have that knee pads. Gun over here. He's got guns and weapons all over him. That's what I like about Cable. Seems like a very prepared guy, or at least prepared for certain kinds of situations. Let's draw some bullets. Let's draw some bullets. I think it's nice to have some elements like things like bullets, or doesn't even have to be bullets, but like patterns that you can make, or repeated shapes. They add a lot of visual interest, and they're kind of zen-like to get into drawing, just like a bunch of bullets or something, a bunch of smoke, or a bunch of, and I think it gives a visual anchor to the pieces a lot. So, you know, finding shapes and finding patterns and repeating shapes is I think a good practice to do. Of course, what do I know? All right, that's looking good. I think we're about ready for some white. Let's do some bullet holes in the background first here. Again, the bullet holes are kind of just an anchor point. Gives you like a texture, some like visual sort of, you know, pops. And we might throw a tone back there to bring that out, because I'm not seeing the depth I want yet, and I don't think I have juice to figure it out with another method. So, all right, so good. White, we need some white. As you know, if I use white, it means I will have to leave the table for a moment when I finish using the white. But I think if we're all prepared, it'll be fine. Well, maybe just a little. That's good. Yeah. All right. Get our trusty. Thank you, Jordan. Age of Apocalypse. That's right. Hottest year. Dang, 100 degrees. That sounds gross. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can pop this thing together here. Okay. I forgot some on the fridge. We're closing in on it, folks. We're closing in. Tyrell sees the plan now. Sometimes I have a hard time finding a piece a lot of the time until I'm actually working on it. You know, I can do some thumbnails and those things definitely help, and sometimes you get it there, but sometimes you think you got it, but then you get that on a paper and then you kind of start seeing how not all of it's going to work. This one we lucked out. I think once we... Actually, I could show you guys. Let me show you. I did a couple drawings of cable first. See how this started really quick. So it is my own fault though, because here's the first sketch I did. This one, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got it." And I was like, "That's cable. I'll figure it out." And then of course I got to today, and I was like, "I don't have it figured out." So I tried to do some more, some stuff here. It was all right. I tried this one. It was okay. Wasn't feeling them. So then I did these ones. Wasn't really feeling it. And then I just was like, screw it. I'm just going to go to paper. And here we are. It's like you just got to feel it sometimes. And I wasn't feeling it. I was starting to panic. I was like, I don't have a drawing ready, man. My kid's running around. I'm like, okay. So I finally figured this out about 15 minutes before the stream. I did those pencils that we started with. Okay, so we're just going to try to pop in some white to kind of help bring out some different elements. Like his eye got lost here because I painted over it, as I said I would. But I also don't like how it's a tangent here with this shoulder pad, so we might just do that over and bring the eye over here instead. Kind of lost this B a little bit, so we're going to try to bring that outline of it back a little bit here. Not to be too obvious, but you got to be able to read it, so. All right. Yeah, see, I'm going to keep it nice and kind of, you know, a little bit hidden in there. I think people get the gist of it. It's like, where's Waldo? All right. Let's put these scratches and cuts in here. All right, chat friends. 37 in Seattle, bummer. 100 degrees, yep. Any Denver shows coming up? You know, Mike, not any time that I know of soon. But I would... I just don't know any convention schedule next year yet, other than I'll probably try to do C2E2 and Heroes. But a lot of them haven't opened up apps yet, so I'm just kind of waiting to see who's next. So Denver, I would do Denver Comic Con again, mostly so I could see you and some other pals out there. But yeah, I don't know yet when I'll do a Denver show. It would be nice though. It would be fun. A lot of family in Colorado, so, and friends. And then Jalix, how am I going to sell it? Well, I am going to put it in my web store tomorrow, probably. I'll probably let you guys know at the end of the stream a time that I'm going to do that. And you can go to my website and buy it, whoever's interested. Same way I did the rest of them. So let's see. Let's say 10 o'clock tomorrow, maybe. I will put it up on my website. So you guys that are watching will know before anybody else, because I haven't told anybody else yet. And then I'll probably post about it when it goes up if nobody buys it immediately. I'll probably do a social media post about it. So if you miss it when it first goes up, you can wait and see that, I guess. But yeah, I didn't have a grand plan or anything. Just put it up on the website. Luck of the draw, I guess. Okay, folks. We're getting there. I'm liking that. Okay, we got to stop goofing off here and just kind of get down to business on this guy. Let me see if I can figure out if there's anything else that needs it. Yeah, we don't want to overwork it, so. Oh, that's the last thing I'll do. It's the whole metal lines. All right. Okay, folks, I got to go wash this brush. I'll be right back, and we'll do some final details on old Cable here. We're getting close. So if you want to see the final finish, I'm going to do some tones. Hang on for 30 seconds. Okay. All right, let's grab some tones. I think we're just going to do a solid color. See if I can find one. Where's my big solid colors? At the bottom, probably. Oh my gosh, where did it go? Okay, here we go. Man, I'm running out, guys. This X-tober really, really did my zip tone designs down. Emerald City, I would love to do Emerald City again. I used to do it a while back. And there's my brother. Yes, we gotta have a big old thick cable. Always. Always gotta have a big cable. All right, I'm just gonna give my oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, babe. That gives it a little something. All right. Fix that. That. Okay. And his eye. All right. That helps a little bit. Okay. Just a couple more things and then we're going to tone him. I like these lines. I just want them to be longer. Did I lose the C too much here? Let's put a black line in here real good for it. Perfect, okay. Let's close up this. We're gonna have to use a brush for that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's tone it up. Tone. My current favorite artist. That's a good question. Do you mean who I like right now or an artist that is currently working that I like? I guess I could answer both. I don't know, Trad Moore, probably. Is probably like my favorite working artist right now. I absolutely love everything Trad does. I think he's the man. He's awesome. Yeah, Trad. We're going to go with Trad. Darn it. I bet that's not going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. I screwed up a little bit there. It's okay, we all make mistakes. ditch him for a second. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, let's trim it up. That Tyrell one was one of the more complicated ones to cut the tones on, and I'm a little worried about it shipping. But hopefully it'll be okay. Right. Turn my heater down over here. It's burning me up. It's good to know it works. All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Did I get it all? Oh yeah, that eye pops now. That's good. I like that. That worked out nicely. There's been a lot of tone scraps around on my floor lately. So. The hardest part about working on the schlub? Good question. Honestly, it's like the same thing that's great about it is what's hard about it, and that's that every issue I've been given something new and crazy to draw. So it's like kind of like, oh my gosh, can I pull this off? But when you do, it feels really good. The other hard part is just, yeah, you want people to find it and read it, and it's hard to advertise these days, But I don't know, there hasn't been much that's felt difficult about it. It's been one of the more fun things I've ever gotten to work on. So, I don't have a lot of, I guess the hard thing is just trying to do your best all the time, And I know that sounds cheesy, but that's totally true. Like I haven't really struggled with the actual process. Like Kenny and Ryan are really great, easy to work with. And Mike is just a genius. So it's really, it's really been pretty easy. Having people that are easy to work with is a big part of making projects fun. That's more important in a lot of ways than what the material is. That being said, I was given really good material with the schlub. Everything's really fun, and they play to my strengths, which I really like. Like they do things that they know are going to look cool in my style. So that's always been helpful too when working on the schlub. Okay, all right, pretty close. I want to do a few accents here in the zip zone, the zip tones. I really don't want to switch my blade, but this blade's not really giving me what I want right now. I don't want to switch it. I'm gonna do it though. Let's get the blade. Ouch. Call 911 if I get stabbed, guys. I don't know. I probably first saw zip tone in junior high school when I went to Barnes and Noble and picked up like Crying Freeman and stuff, which is what they had back then for manga. There it was before all the young kids stuff was over here, and I was like, "What is this?" And then it would pop up in like Jim Lee's X-Men stuff. He was using it, and things like the Nam, and there was a lot of American guys using it too, even back in the 80s and 90s. And so I didn't really know exactly what it was. Like I didn't know it was these sheets like this. And actually, the first time I used it was on a serial killer comic that I did called Gary, and but I used a different type of zip tone that is actually a sheet of paper you lay on top, and then you rub it onto your paper, and it transfers the ink dots onto the paper. It's pretty cool. I like that method quite a bit, actually. But they don't come in as many versatile styles, and there's some disadvantages to them as well. But what I like about it is that there's nothing added to the paper. It's just It's just the paper. And then you get ink on it. And also, I don't know if I've been able to find those as easily here. Those were the first kind I was able to find. But now, in the day and age we're in now, because that was ages ago, you know, I can order these from Japan, and I don't have to go with like any other versions if I don't want to. But I would like to try the rub-on ones again. I probably have some sitting around here in a few places, but I don't know if I'll be able to find those or not. But yeah, I guess I've been aware of them for a while, and then I didn't know about the ones you could get straight from Japan, because I was buying them from like a vendor in the United States, and they were rub-on ones. They had these ones, but I never tried them. And then I think it was my buddy Dan got some and let me play with them, and I was like, oh, these are really fun, and it can really spice up a drawing. And this type actually looks great on original art. So for things like commissions, it's kind of better in a lot of ways than than doing the rub-on dot ones, because it kind of gives it a neat effect. Because even the parts you cut out, or even the parts you scratch away, still have a film layer, or the parts that have faded. So it's pretty cool. You know what though? I still think this needs just a little something here to weight it down some more. Nonsense here. Just gonna tie some of these elements. What do you think, guys and gals, friends? Maybe just a little bit of this action. Give us a tad more dimension there. Close off some of these. Okay, I think we've got it. I think we've got it. And there's a great little spot right there for my signature. And we'll stick a 2023 on there. I think we got it, y'all. What do you think? Cable, right there. Oh, darn, Matthew, Greg. Well, you need to add my thing to your safe list, pal. I've had the same thing happen to me, and so I feel your pain. But there's still some pieces available. There's still some pieces available on the TyrellCanon.com website, so you can head over there, and then I will try to, at 10 o'clock tomorrow, put this guy up on the web store as well for sale, this cable. So if you are interested, you can hit it up tomorrow and see what you see. But yeah, I think we've got a good one. I appreciate you guys joining me for the stream, and I appreciate you guys following this whole series. It's been really, really fun, and I hope that you'll follow me along and pick up the Schlub as well. So the Schlub number 3 just hit stands last week. Schlub number 4 is available for pre-order right now, so you should definitely go get that on your pull list if it's not already. And let's see what else. More original art from the Schlub will drop hopefully soon as well. I'm just figuring out some of the details of that right now, so stay tuned on Schlub artwork drop information. But yeah, I am gonna go enjoy the rest of my birthday and spend some time with my family. So have a good night, everybody, and rock and roll. Read comics, read the Schlub.